Today, first I want to say this. God is waiting on y'all. He's waiting at the front door, knocking.
Oh, man. Ready for some I forgot. Yeah, the 2 gym days. Oh, yeah.
But the knob is on the inside because you can only let him in.
I'm looking right.
He's not going to let himself in. Feel me?
I need to
But, amen. First we got the nine deadliest places on earth. Let's get to it.
On the California-Nevada border
First you got
is the hottest and driest place in North America. Its record air temperature reached 134 degrees Fahrenheit, or 56.7 degrees Celsius, making it one of the harshest places to survive without water. The valley is about 225 kilometers long, located in the Mojave Desert, and its lowest point, Badwater Basin, sits 86 meters below sea level. In summer, heat stroke can begin within hours if there is no shade, no water, and no way out. The salt flats can burn through shoes in extreme heat, while storms in the surrounding mountains can trigger flash floods and turn dry canyons into traps. The name Death Valley came from gold seekers in 1849, after one group became trapped here during the California gold rush with little water and almost no supplies. The danger is not only heat. The valley also has rattlesnakes, scorpions, black widows, coyotes, and rodents that can carry hantavirus. Abandoned mines from old gold, copper, silver, and borax operations add another threat, with unstable tunnels, toxic or explosive gases, and hidden vertical shafts. Some mining towns like Ballarat, Greenwater, Leadfield, Panamint, and Rhyolite were later abandoned, leaving ghost towns scattered across the desert. Mount Everest.
Y'all might get some celebrations.
Step into Refresherland with Dunkin' Refreshers. Swing into flavors like berry acai, fruity and refreshing.
Or Chomolungma is the highest mountain on Earth. It is located in the Himalayas, on the border between Nepal and China, in the Tibet region. Its official height is 8,848.86 meters above sea level, and because of tectonic movement, the mountain is still slowly rising. The climb usually takes around 2 months, but the main danger begins above 8,000 meters in the so-called death zone. At that altitude, the human body cannot get enough oxygen and slowly starts breaking down. Without an oxygen tank and acclimatization, a person can lose control of their body within minutes. But oxygen is not the only problem. Temperatures near the summit can drop to minus 60 degrees Celsius, and wind speeds can reach 200 kilometers per hour. Climbers also face avalanches, falls, frostbite, exhaustion, and sudden storms. Everest was first climbed on May 29, 1953, by Edmund Hillary and Tenzing Norgay. Since then, more than 300 people have died while trying to reach the summit, and many bodies still remain on the mountain because bringing them down is too dangerous. Death Road, officially known as Death Road, is a 56-kilometer mountain road in Bolivia. It connects La Paz with Coroico and runs through the Andes, dropping from about 4,650 meters to around 1,200 meters above sea level. The road was built in the 1930s and became infamous because of its narrow dirt surface, sharp turns, fog, rain, and cliffs with almost no guardrails. In many sections, the road is only about 3 meters wide, with a vertical drop right next to the wheels. Before 2006, around 200 to 300 people died here every year, making it one of the most dangerous roads in the world. The route starts near La Cumbre Pass in cold high mountains and ends in hot tropical forest, so drivers face sudden climate changes, wet ground, and poor visibility. After a safer asphalt road was built, most traffic moved away from the old route. Today, Death Road is mostly used for guided bicycle tours. Snake Island, officially known as Queimada Grande, is one of the most dangerous islands on Earth. It lies in the Atlantic Ocean off the coast of southern Brazil, about 33 kilometers from the mainland near Sao Paulo. The island is small, only around 43 hectares, but it is home to an estimated 2,000 to 4,000 venomous snakes. The main danger is the golden lancehead, or Bothrops insularis,
That's a beautiful snake.
a rare pit viper that can grow up to about 70 centimeters long and has fast-acting venom. Around 11,000 years ago, rising sea levels cut the island off from the mainland, trapping the snakes there. With almost no mammals and no natural predators, the snakes became the dominant animals on the island. Because there is low land prey, they adapted to hunting migrating birds, which means their venom has to work fast before the prey can fly away. Ordinary people are banned from visiting Queimada Grande, and access is strictly controlled.
Why would you want
The
to
lighthouse
visit them?
built there in 1909 is now automated, so people do not have to stay on the island. Cave of the Crystals.
The
Cave of
what?
the Crystals is located in Mexico, under the town of Naka, at a depth of around 300 meters. It is connected to the Naka mine in the state of Chihuahua. Inside, the temperature reaches plus 58 degrees Celsius, with humidity around 90 to 100%. Because of that, sweat almost does not evaporate, so the body overheats extremely fast. Without a special cooling suit, a person can stay inside for only about 10 minutes. The cave is filled with giant selenite crystals, some of them the size of trees. The crystals are covered in condensation, making the surface extremely slippery. One wrong step can end in a fall onto sharp crystal formations. The cave was discovered by miners in 2000 while they were digging a new tunnel inside the mine. It formed from hot underground water that stayed rich in minerals for hundreds of thousands of years. Kawah Ijen is an acidic crater lake inside the active Ijen volcano in East Java.
I don't think I want to even
It's the
step
largest highly acidic lake in the world.
close to that.
From the outside, the water looks bright turquoise, but its pH is below 0.5, almost like battery acid, because of sulfuric and hydrochloric acids. The crater is about 1 kilometer wide, and the lake is more than 200 meters deep. The surface of the water can heat up to plus 60 degrees Celsius, while deeper parts can reach up to plus 200 degrees Celsius. The lake is fed by hot hydrothermal vents from below, making the water so corrosive that it can damage metal and cause severe skin burns. At night, the slopes of the volcano become even more dangerous. Sulfuric gases escape from cracks and ignite on contact with oxygen, creating blue flames up to 5 meters high. These flames can reach temperatures of around plus 600 degrees Celsius. The air near the crater is poisonous, so tourists and workers often need gas masks. Kawah Ijen is also known for one of the most dangerous sulfur mining operations in the world. Local miners carry heavy yellow chunks of sulfur out of the crater by hand, often with almost no protection. Sudden releases of sulfur dioxide and other toxic gases have killed miners, while many survivors develop chronic lung problems from breathing poisonous fumes every day. Lake Nyos, known as the Killer Lake, is located in Cambodia at about 1,091 meters above sea level. It is a volcanic crater lake, about 1.9 kilometers long, 1.2 kilometers wide, and up to 210 meters deep. The real danger is not on the surface, but deep under the water, where volcanic activity constantly feeds the lake with carbon dioxide. On August 21st, 1986, that gas suddenly burst out during a rare limnic eruption. A huge cloud of CO2 rose from the lake and moved down the slopes toward nearby villages. Because carbon dioxide is heavier than air, it stayed close to the ground and pushed oxygen away. In minutes, more than 1,700 people and countless animals suffocated. The gas release continued for several hours and spread up to 27 kilometers from the lake. The trigger may have been a landslide, earthquake, collapse, strong wind, or sudden mixing of deep water layers. After the disaster, degassing pipes were installed to slowly remove carbon dioxide from the lake. But the risk is not completely gone. A natural volcanic dam up to 40 meters high sits on one side of the lake, and if it fails, it can send a sudden flood into the valleys below. The Elephant's Foot is one of the most radioactive objects left after the Chernobyl disaster. It is located under the destroyed reactor 4 of the Chernobyl nuclear power plant, near Pripyat, inside a steam distribution corridor.
$10 for a large, $10 for any 3 toppings, $10 for your choice of hot crust, only at Pizza Hut.
Don't let your vacation rental and your hammock be invisible. Get seen, get booked.
It formed in April 1986, when melted nuclear fuel, concrete, sand, and metal turned into radioactive lava called corium. This mass flowed down through the reactor building and hardened into a huge black, glass-like lump. In 1986, radiation near it reached thousands of roentgens per hour, with some early measurements estimating more than 14,500 roentgens per hour. At that level, a lethal radiation dose could be received in just a few minutes. One dosimeter, designed to measure up to 3,000 roentgens per hour, went off scale and broke. The object was so hard that a normal drill could not take a sample, so a piece was eventually shot off with a rifle. Analysis showed that it contained silicon dioxide, titanium, zirconium, magnesium, uranium, and radionuclides from spent nuclear fuel. Over time, its radiation level has decreased, but the Elephant's Foot is still a dangerous radioactive remnant of the accident. Bolton Strid is a narrow stream in Yorkshire, England, near Bolton Abbey and the River Wharfe. From above, it looks almost harmless, and in some places, it seems narrow enough to jump across. But before reaching this point, the River Wharfe is about 30 meters wide, then suddenly compresses into a rocky channel only a few meters across. The entire volume of the river is forced downward like water through a bottleneck, making the current extremely powerful. Under the surface, there are deep cracks, underwater caves, and hidden tunnels that can pull anything down. Warning signs near the stream band, swimming and even jumping from one side to the other. Some signs list the depth at around 9 meters, but in 2021, one measurement showed a section reaching up to 65 meters deep. The exact depth is still unknown because the water is dark, full of peat, and visibility is
Full of
almost
what?
zero. Exact depth is still unknown because the water is dark, full of peat, and visibility is almost zero. The rocks around the strait are slippery, covered in moss and algae, so a person can fall in even without jumping. Locals claim Bolton Strait has taken more than 100 lives.
What are y'all paying in
Their
this
bodies
river
were
for?
never found because the current can drag them into underground channels and carry them far downstream. Subscribe and leave a like if you enjoyed it. Drop a comment with the next dangerous place you want to see.
Well, that was it, guys. I hope you enjoyed that video. Just don't go to these places. I mean, I think it's pretty obvious. Why would you want to go to these places? Yeah.
No way, bro. This nigga LaMelo named his kid Lil1.
Yeah, so, God bless our, hopefully y'all turn to Christ.
Crazy.
He loves y'all and he's waiting on us, you know, so we should turn to him. I hope you enjoyed the video. God bless. Oh man, hold on.